Hey you, so you're 10 days out, hey? Woo, you ready? We are going to go on a roller coaster ride together. What I can tell you is that fasting is a birthright process that is going to really transform your relationship, not only with food, but with your body and with everything else in your life. That this is a process whereby when you take away everything, your awareness, your mindfulness, your consciousness about everything is thus heightened. So, long story short, this is a really exciting time, and we are about to go through 10 days of preparation together to ease you into the fast. Now, the first and foremost important thing to think about when preparing for a fast is that the more that you actually prepare, the easier it is to go on a fast. Don't get me wrong, it's not the end of the world if people just dive onto a fast. Years ago, when I was guiding people through in-person detox retreats in Bali, I would have truck drivers from Australia who would join me, having had hamburgers and Snickers bars the day before starting. And so it's really never too late. Your body will thank you for fasting, even if it seems more difficult for the first few days if you don't prepare well. Either way, you will benefit from fasting. However, since you're watching this, that means that you are in the 10 days out period and you are going to absolutely thrive through this experience. So what I want to invite you to do first is go ahead and examine your daily intake. What is it that you normally eat, drink? How much water do you normally have? How often do you normally poop? How often do you give yourself space to ask yourself these questions or think about your body? What are your normal sleeping hours? Because these are the things, more than really anything, that we want to start to get in line before we dive into the fasting experience. And so from 10 days out, I want you to begin to wean off or eliminate completely better all stimulants. So that's going to be any kind of unnecessary pharmaceutical medication. Yeah. That's going to be any kind of alcohol. That's going to be any kind of Red Bull energy drinks. That is going to be black tea, white tea, even green tea, as well as coffee. Yeah, the big old buzzword, coffee. That the sooner you detox these things from your system, the better. Especially tobacco, that's another one, and as it comes with, often nicotine. So it takes just a period of 7 days for these things to really leave the body and leave the bloodstream. And by the time you start the cleansing process, you'll be clear of them, so that when you do cleanse, you'll get to go deeper and your body will be able to respond from a different level. Because if it's going in really polluted and in a way reliant on substances, then it will have trouble. If you think of your body like a person, it will have trouble finding its own footing. Whereas if you start to take these things out beforehand and you start to build a cleansing diet before, so trying to hydrate so that you go into the fast hydrated, and then trying to move your bowels as much as possible before by eating water containing fibrous matter, then that's going to bulk up your bowel movement, make the bowel movements more frequent, and send them on their way. As we know very well, humans are meant to be pooping once per meal per day. Well, as we know if you've been hanging out with me for a while. But if you're new to this face and this voice, then that might be news to you. You know, something comes in, something goes out, just like babies, just like dogs. So that's my challenge to you first over these 10 days ahead, is to hydrate, because that's the number one way to poop more. So start to drink really about 3 liters of water per day. That's how much the body uses and loses just by waking up in the morning. And so have spring water. You can remineralize your water using mineral drops if you need. Otherwise, have the highest quality water that you can find, drink it on an empty stomach, and that alone can prepare you more than anything. So we got the water in the equation. Secondly, we're going to go for really hydrating food. So again, that's fruits and vegetables. So I invite you during these next 10 days to join my campaign called Fruit for Breakfast, and go ahead and start to have only fruit and green leaves if you want to make a green smoothie for your breakfast every morning. And when you do this, have a lot of it. Have a lot of it. Try to focus on juicy fruit, think like watermelon, wait a bit, have a bunch of other fruits, or make a giant fruit smoothie. Think of frozen wild berries, things like this, which we will also integrate as well after the fast. And so as you have this over the next 10 days, that's going to be a great opportunity to begin to cleanse the bowel tract before we go on to fasting, so that there's more space, for toxicity to be emptied into the large intestine or colon to then be removed. Now is also a really good time to go on Amazon or go to a pharmacy near you and buy an enema bag. This is a little at-home cleansing kit. If you can go ahead and try to book in for colon hydrotherapy, that's a really good thing to do now in advance as well. Only Gravity colon hydrotherapy is the only kind that we recommend, and more than that, I do recommend that if you can find the Woods method. So Gravity, if nothing else, and when you book this, book it before, so maybe a day or two before the fast, or maybe the day it starts if you'd like, during, so sometime in the middle, and then at the end or after. So at least 3 sessions will be really great to begin to get deeper into cleansing. Nonetheless, your enema bag, which is like your at-home colon hydrotherapy kit, is great if you live in a super isolated area or you don't have access to colonics. I mean, nothing's perfect, but we're going to do the best we can, and whatever you can do is okay. So do order your enema bag on Amazon. I think we have some recommendations on the Cleanse site if you'd like to see there. And there's a whole video on the portal on how to do an enema. So if you want, even during these 10 days, you can start to warm yourself up and learn how to do an enema. And you could do, let's say, every other day or every 2 days, or just do it 2 or 3 times during the 10-day period as you feel. You'll find your own boundaries and your own resistance, and that will become easier and easier as you go through. So in general, we're gonna start to cleanse the colon even before the detox begins. So far we have that you're going to poop more by hydrating, eating way more fruits and vegetables, and the way we're going to start to do that now is by having fruit for breakfast. And then from there, you're going to take up the good old squatting position for when you're on the toilet. So like this, you can bring a rubbish bin under your feet, or if you want, hop up on the toilet rim itself. You might need to hold on to a wall, that's fine. Start to make that as normal as is pulling down your pants for going to the toilet. All right, then our third part here is going to be giving yourself time to go to the toilet. This is so important. I can't even stress it enough. When we go to the toilet, often we wait for the call of nature, but the thing is that we haven't given ourselves opportunities, and moreover, we've taught our body not to listen to this call of nature. So the really important thing is to awaken the opportunity to go to the toilet. Go when you don't even think you have to. Make time to go to the toilet. Squat there. If you're well hydrated and you can get your mind off of things, you can look at your phone or look on the members portal, watch a video, text your friends, whatever you'd like. As soon as the mind leaves, the colon knows exactly what to do. And we'll talk a lot more about this during the detox week. But for now, these are my challenges to you: to start to poop more, to hydrate way more, to take away those stimulus and those stimulants. And then throughout the week as we go, I'll walk you day by day. Essentially, you're going to want to remove animal products as soon as possible. So I'll leave that up to you as to if you want to do that now or if you want to do it over the next 2 days. But really starting to wean them off and starting to ramp up the amount of plant food in your diet. Again, the reason for this is not some kind of dogmatic this or that. It is literally to broom or brush through all 30 feet or 10 meters of your intestinal tracts from mouth to anus to be able to remove things and create some space for the detoxification that we're going to do during the week. Does that sound good? So the experiment starts now, okay? It starts right now. It's you and me. It's here. It's the next 10 days. So you have your starting challenges. Are you ready? I believe in you. We're going to do this. Send us a message if you have any questions or comment below. Yeah? All right.